What's up, YouTube? This is my first YouTube video, and I'm gonna talk about my coming out story. I didn't really come out of the closet. I was more like thrown out, trampled over a little bit, kicked around out the closet or whatever. So I kind of already knew I was gay for a very, very long time. I just kind of ignored it because back then being gay was not necessarily normal. It was something you shouldn't do. You know, I mean, that's the only way I could put it. It's just something that you shouldn't do. And my family is very supportive, but when you're dealing with that, you don't really think about how supportive your family, you know, is. You're just thinking about how they would react to the situation or how they would react to you because um, before, obviously, I dressed like this. I was really girly. I had long hair, dresses, purses, the whole nine, But I played sports and stuff. I was always kind of a little tomboyish, but not to this extreme. And I was actually really scared to tell my mom. I didn't know how she was going to react to it because I didn't want to disappoint her or anyone else in my family for that matter. So I kind of held it inside, and that's not a good thing to do because some people some people kill themselves because they can't handle um, being gay. They can't handle keeping it inside, and they can't handle pretending to be someone else. And to be honest, I'm not saying I try to hurt myself or harm myself in any way, but I was tired of keeping it inside of me. I was tired of pretending to like guys. I was tired. I was tired of all that, and I didn't want to pretend anymore. But I tried to come out. I want to say twice. The first time I tried to come out, I was I was 16. I was 16, and at the time I was dating my best friend, and I didn't come out to my mom during this time, but my school found out because I don't know who idea it was to mine or hers to record ourselves kissing, and the video got out through mutual friends who sent it to mutual people who I thought were my friends, uh, but they were not my friends. So yeah, watch who your friends are or who you think your friends are in high school because they're really not your friends. They're really not. Even there was someone I grew up with. We were one at each other's birthday parties and stuff like that. And we're not friends to this day because people outgrow people. But anywho, getting off topic, coming out story, back to that. So, um, yeah, the whole school found out about it, and it was like the worst time of my life. Like I felt like I got really depressed because I was always worrying about what people thought about me because I was track star. I played basketball, valedictorian. So that's those things in my mind are like people are like, well, she's just this oh my person or whatever, which I didn't think of myself, but other people I guess thought that. I didn't want to disappoint anybody, and the fact that people knew that I was gay at school was like really depressing. Like it was really depressing. And when I tried people would put like notes on my locker, just crazy stuff, just trying to bully me and things like that. And it was just a really rough time being in high school. I was like in the 10th grade and just going through that. It was a really rough time. So I kind of like crawled back into the closet, shut the door, and just started pretending again, because that's the only thing that worked. That's the only thing that made people leave me alone. So of course I got a boyfriend. I did the normal things that what people thought were normal. I did those things just so I could not be under so much pressure from kids at school or anything like that. So I pretended to be someone I wasn't again, and that made the depression worse. Like I didn't want to really talk to too many people. I'm already a quiet person, so I was really quiet at school. I didn't really do much of anything. Then I kind of got over that depression stage because I was just so good at pretending that it was becoming my life. It was becoming, second nature to me to pretend. And so I didn't really come out all the way to my mom until my freshman year in college, 2011. And the thing is, I didn't even tell her face to face. I text her. I text her, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gay." And she was like, "I already knew. I was just waiting on you to tell me." And I'm just like, "You made me go through all of this, and you already knew." Like, I was just like, whatever. So, but at that time, I still didn't tell her that I dress like a stud, whatever you guys want to call it. I say I'm dressing comfortable, but whatever. So I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her that till last year, probably like September, October 2015, and surprisingly, she was cool with it. Like, I was highly surprised. Like, it shocked me almost. I was just like, what? Like, she was just like, okay, like, why didn't you just tell me that a long time ago? I mean, she was like, you have to live your life for yourself. And it felt good to know that I had the support from my mom, because that's just really important to me. Like, she's really important to me, and our relationship that we have together is really important to me. So yeah, I told my mom. But I will say this: if your parents, if you have the slightest idea that your parents will probably kick you out, disown you, or anything of that nature, I would not tell them unless you have a place to go, or someone who can, you can confide in, or something, because that's just not a smart move. I would either wait till I have my own place, or wait till I move out and go off, or something like that. I wouldn't put myself in that predicament where I'm homeless and I don't have nowhere to go because my family disowned me or whatever. So yeah, you gotta be smart about when to come out. Make sure it's the right time, and I would say don't pretend to be nobody that you're not, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. You have to live your own life. Don't It doesn't matter what anybody else has to say about you. You know, you have to live your life for yourself. So it wasn't really that hard for me to come out. I made it hard on myself because I was just worried so much, and I would worry and I would stress myself out so much about it, when I could have came out years ago and would have been okay. Because my family are really supportive. So if you ever want to come out, I say do it. Unless, like I said before, your family will like disown you or kick you out or something, which kind of happened to me. After my freshman year in college, I moved and I went to college in a different state from my previous college, and my grandparents lived like 20 minutes from the college. So I'm like, whatever, I'll stay with my grandparents, save money. So I tried to keep it under wraps because I know they didn't know. And but anywho, my grandma found out that I was gay, and she actually kicked me out, and that made me really bitter, really angry towards her, and I didn't talk to her for a few years for that. And I actually just started talking to her last year. I and I just had to realize that older people come from a different generation, and in their generation, that's just something you don't do. So I gotta realize that, and I did realize that, and I called her, and yeah, we talk occasionally here and there. I mean, it's not no everyday thing, but we talk here and there, and yeah, I'm just glad that today's generation is a lot more open minded and a lot more accepting than it was back then. But yeah, so that's kind of my coming out story, not the whole thing, because I feel like that would be way too long. So, but yeah, I'll leave my, I don't know if you want to talk about maybe your coming out story or any advice. I'll put my Facebook, my Instagram, Snapchat. I don't have a Twitter, but I'll put that stuff down. And yeah, see ya.